If language learning feels hard, you're doing wrong. If you have the feeling of being stuck, if language learning feels like work instead of fun, if you wonder every time if you are doing the right things, well, I'm sure these 5 following learning habits will help you a lot. For serious people wanting to learn a language, one of their main problems is that they didn't develop a professional approach. Honestly, can you tell me how many numbers of hours did you spend learning your target language? How many words, new words, have you seen on the last month? Do you watch content at your level? Or is your time spending learning a language 100% effective? Well, in this video I'm going to share with you 5 habits that I implemented that enable me to boost my Korean skills. First one, set an habit in your daily life. All the people I know that are very good at doing something, they put the number of hours in order to practice their skills. So if you want to begin and get serious, you should at least practice 3 times per week. Let's say you go to the gym and you want to develop the skill of deadlift, to pull a deadlift of 150 kilograms. If you go 3 times per week and you practice for 1 hour, a deadlift and other additional exercises, in 1 year, you will have practiced 150 hours of this skill. And definitely this is a very good start in order to build the momentum. So if you want to get serious in life, introduce a daily practice at least 3 times per week. Second habit, track the number of hours of study. Stop having like a vague idea of what you've did for learning a language. Instead, start by building a professional approach. What gets measured increases. And there are also interesting things that are going to happen. The first thing is that this is going to build your momentum and motivation on the long term. Definitely, if you see all you have done regarding the past month, that you track each number of hours, this is going to build your own confidence and to keep the momentum to reach your long-term objectives. Also, tracking the number of hours helps you to set very accurate goals. Let's say that in the following month, you want to study 20 numbers of hours. Well, if you track your numbers at the end of the month, it's obvious that either it's done, either it's not done. So it's a very simple way to set objectives and to check if you have reached your goals or not. Also, you are going to stop being emotional by looking directly at your data. And your data doesn't lie. Like if you are not satisfied with your level of your target language, it just means that you didn't put enough work in order to reach the level you want. And when you are going to look at the data, you are going to see what is missing directly. Also, this is going to be a way for assessing your progression and compare to the learning standard. And regarding myself, I use this app. I use this app for 24 months, like it was at the beginning of 2024. And I know exactly how many hours I put in my Korean study. Would it be active listening? Would it be also other like fields, reading, writing, etc.? And so I know precisely where I am regarding my level and what I need in order to reach the goal I want. And this is very powerful because I can feel that I have the motivation to pursue my goal. And definitely I stopped drastically for being emotional by saying like, oh, I cannot speak, it's complicated. No, just did you put the work you want in order to reach your goal? The answer is either going to be yes or no. Third habit, use only content that is input comprehensible friendly. If, like me, you don't want to watch content without grasping the whole meaning, well, I can just recommend you to watch content that is input comprehensible friendly. This concept was introduced by the linguist Stephen Krashen through its input hypothesis. In order to acquire the language, your input must be comprehensible friendly and slightly above your level. What does it mean by that? It means that in order to have a content that permits you to acquire the language, You need at least to watch a content where you can grasp the whole meaning, even if you don't understand every word, every grammar rule. The idea is that in this context, in this content, you are going to know nearly all the words already, and you are going to determine the remaining words according to the context. Will it be through images, sounds, or the meaning of all the other words that you already know? Here is an example of a video made by a Korean guy, where in this video he has some very simple explanation using visual clues in order to introduce a lot of simple words. So this is a content that is comprehensible, input friendly for beginners. And definitely if you are a beginner in Korean and you watch this video, this is going to be very easy for you to understand the meaning of words and the whole meaning of the content. So definitely using input comprehensible friendly content is definitely a very good way in order to acquire the language and to expand your understanding of new words and new expression in your target language. Fourth one, use a smart title dictionary. Okay guys, in 2025, I made a lot of listening content on YouTube, just watching content. And here was my process. At the beginning, I used both subtitle in English and Korean. And so when there was a word that I didn't understand or I wanted to memorize, I just look at the translation in English and say, okay, maybe this word has this kind of definition. Okay. And then I switched to only Korean subtitle. And the problem was the following. Each time I encounter a new word that I couldn't grasp the meaning regarding the other word like around, I have to stop the video, watch on a dictionary online, and then get back. And doing this multiple times, maybe 4 or 5 times in less than 2 minutes, definitely it just broke my focus on the video. And then I discovered a tool especially for Korean learners that is called Kimchi Reader. And this was a game changer. It changed my life when I was watching content in Korean. What Kimchi Reader does? Actually, this is a tool in order to parse the subtitle in Korean. And I can click on each word and have directly the definition in English. And definitely this is so practical that I can keep my focus just by looking at the word, at the definition of the word in English in maybe 2 or 3 seconds. And this is completely enough for me to grasp the meaning of the whole sentence and also on the new word and keep on. So definitely if you want to watch content, and you will have to watch content, I can recommend you to have like a tool where you can parse the subtitle. And there is a tool called Language Reactor. I could make a video about that on Kimchi Reader too, because definitely this is a very powerful tool for Korean learners. And so if you are using Language Reactor, you can use it on YouTube. I think it's free for the basic version where you can just click on the word and check the definition. And definitely this is going to enable you to ease your practice of watching content, and you are going to be able to keep your focus. This is an habit that I wish I had at the beginning of 2025. Now you don't have any excuses. You know what to do in order to keep your focus and also increase the number of hours for watching content. Last habit, practice phonetic training. Definitely phonetic training is something I wish I knew very long time ago. Because by doing some phonetic training, and here is a complete video of the whole process, you're going to train to mimic the language, you're going to train to your pronunciation, as well as your ear to recognize different sounds like a native speaker. And also what I like the most on phonetic training is that it is a lot of fun. You're going to record yourself, to listen to yourself. At the beginning, you're going to judge yourself. You're going to say, oh, it's really me that is speaking right now. Yes, it's you. Accept it, and you can go on. And by doing that, you have the feedback of the reality. When you speak, you record yourself, so this is the truth, this is the reality. You can make a lot of fun, and you will have this sense of confidence when you will have like a sound that you are going to be able to mimic. So maybe at the beginning it's going to be hard, but when you succeed in mimicking perfectly the sound like the native audio, you feel a very good sense of fulfillment, and you have the feeling of building your pronunciation skills. If you like this video, please give me a like, post a comment, subscribe, this will help me a lot. And I wish you good luck for your language learning journey, and stay tuned for the next video to come. Bye.